The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. I posted the chart of the U.S. dollar index up here, folks, because we're at such a critical level. One of the advantages of doing something like this with the radio show at TFNN, you meet some really smart people. And believe me, folks, I've met a bunch of them, that's for sure. But I did get a Skype message from someone I knew, but I didn't know they were still around. And they informed me that they had something that was really interesting that I should look at. And they said to me, it was a lady, her name was Clarice. She said, watch the dollar index when it hits this low that we had, and that equivalent low. She gave me two prices. She said, watch the pound at 112, and she says, watch the euro at 98.9820. Okay, now, I don't know the exact time because my alert went off and I didn't see it till later, but I went back and checked, and when that numbers were hit, that's when the euro topped. That's when the British pound topped. That's when the stock indices topped. That's when crude oil bottomed. I mean, it was amazing. All of them were at the same time. This just tells you that there's money out there playing. That's basically how I figure it. But you can see here, folks, this is really important. This is a 5-day sell-off, and all we can do is make a 382 retracement so far, shut the front door, and raise the rent. Well, for those of you that like ABCD, it's one of those days, boys and girls. I'll get this up here so you can take a quick look at it here. Get this up here, 1 second here. We're at a real critical level in the market too, folks. If we get weak today and close badly, I've been telling you for 3 or 4 weeks, don't go long stocks, and this would be one of those times. But there's your ABCD move right up to that level. I don't know exactly the time that it hit, but if you check that, you'll see that you are pretty much spot on. That is a perfect ABCD, folks. The distance between A and B in time, and C and D in time and price. That's the squaring of price and time, as Bryce Gilmore would always talk about. So very, very important. But as we looked at it a little deeper, and we'll bring this up here, because we need to look at these, of course. This is the euro that I sent this out as it was happening to the 24/7 folks because it was such a beautiful pattern. I had to send both the pound and the euro because it was just perfect. It was an ABCD in a down market, and it was right at the 50% level. On page 222 of Gartley's book, he said one of the best trades you can find is sell a counter trend ABCD move in a counter trend market. And this is a counter trend market going down. We were selling it instead of buying it because it's a perfect ABCD completion. It made well over $900. It's still active, the second unit, but it's just perfect. Now, one we did yesterday, and this is one that if you were watching it, there's no way you could have missed this one. This is the one we were watching yesterday. Let's get it up here. So this is before it happened. Get this here, and we'll show them. This is showing the folks here how ABCDs work. But you pull this up, you'll take a quick look at it. There's what we were looking for. We were looking for the British pound to get to 112.10. The high was 112.25. And from there, it broke $1,000 so far. It's still active. On that particular trade, we take 1 unit off when we made our first profit objective, which was 650 in the euro and also 800 in the British pound. The second unit is still working. Now, let's take a quick look at what really happened with this. So we'll get up here so you'll be able to see where we are. Hold on 1 second. And we're actually, hold on just a minute here. We're around the same price where we are right now, I believe. But there was the exact number, folks. Now this is a pattern for several reasons, okay? First of all, you're right at the 61% retracement of the last 382 retracement high, which was back here 12 days ago, okay? So that's where you were there. You're also at the 30% retracement of this move right here, and you have a perfect ABCD. That's why it was lined up so perfectly. I mean, not only that, but folks, when the euro hit it, the pound hit it, the Japanese yen, there was bing, it was something happened. Some bank came in. If it had to be, the only way that can happen is if a cross rate, the banks come in and play cross rates and stuff like that, especially in the middle of the night. But it was truly amazing, and the market just kept selling off. And by the time I got up, the beepers were going off, and I was a happy camper. But we got to remember to watch these foreign exchange things, folks, because it's money. That's what it's all about. It's money, and that's how we keep scoring this business. So we need to pay, very, very close attention to it. At the same time that was happening, and I'll bring this up to you so you can see it. These are the ones that I posted them all at the same time. I kept copies just to show you, what we were doing here. Those of you that belong to 24/7, you would have seen this. There's your ABCD right here at your 50% level. Perfect ABCD. Went 20 points higher, folks, and came down and took out all these lows. Well over a $2,500 move, and it hasn't bounced very much yet. It's trying to, but it's basically what we have going on in stocks, folks, is the battle of all battles. This, I'm not trying to underestimate this at all, but we are in the battles of battles is where we are, because we are setting at 2 standard deviations, folks, on the lows today in the S&P, the Dow Jones, and all the others. That's what we're looking at. So if we start taking those out, that is not going to be a good thing to have happen to the stock market. That's why there is a battle going on. I don't know who's going to win it. It's the options players against the futures players. That's basically it. They have to hold the line, because below 3630 in that S&P is sayonara. I mean, it's really bad news. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at your stuff today. It's a very, very important day. People look at the chart and say, wow, not much volatility. Hello, operator. Just today, with the Dow rallied 350 points after the early morning open. Okay, last night it rallied up 400 points, okay, and then dropped 550 points. That's a 900-point swing already, and we're not even halfway through the day. Hello, operator. There's trouble in River City, so pay very, very close attention to those, because these are very important. On next week, we're going to have, with a little bit of luck and hopefully no more storms or anything like that, we'll have Stan Harley, Tim Boss, Peter Elides, and also Shane Smolian. Those are our guests for next week. Now, I wanted to mention something about yesterday. I mentioned that the people in Fort Myers were okay. Well, the person that called me did not live in Fort Myers. I thought they lived in Fort Myers, but they moved to Sarasota. So Sarasota is about 100 miles south of that. So they didn't have much. So I said, how's it going? And I was thinking they were in Fort Lauderdale, but Earl is in Saratoga. Try the words one at a time. Saratoga is in New York. Sarasota is in Florida. So Sarasota didn't get as much rain as the other. They got a lot of rain, but nothing like somebody else. So what I was seeing in the news was not what
of booming inflation, where your purchasing power is eroded, there's no better place to protect your hard-earned money than in gold. Vista Gold's flagship asset is the Mount Todd Gold Project in the Northern Territory of Australia. This is Australia's largest undeveloped gold project. We are talking a world-class gold project in a Tier 1 mining district. This is a large-scale, low-cost project with significant existing infrastructure in a politically safe and friendly mining jurisdiction. Vista Gold just completed the Mount Todd feasibility study, which resulted in a 7 million ounce gold reserve in a 16-year mine life. All of this, combined with the approvals of all major operational as well as environmental permits. This distinguishes Mount Todd as an attractive, de-risk partner, ready development stage gold project. Vista Gold trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol VGZ.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master.
Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. And he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe someone lucked out and got through on the phone lines. I don't know how they did it, but we have Paul from Vancouver, Washington, on the line. Paul, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Larry?
Just living the dream, my friend. What can I do for you?
Hey, man, I had a question about the -2 standard deviation. So,
Yes.
I subscribe to the newsletter and everything, and I'm looking at the standard deviations for the week, and the ES was plus or minus 154 points. And so I was wondering if you could clear up what you mean by -2 standard deviations, because we're clearly not in that range for this week. Is that like a monthly, or
No,
how are you calculating that?
I'm using it for the week. I'm not using it. I use it as a short-term indicator, because if it takes out those lows, we tried that last time that it was down there, and then we rallied, a huge amount. I think we rallied 700 or 800 Dow points and stuff. So that's why the key level for me, looking at this, is 36.20. Because if we can start getting below that, that is going to start trigger. It's before the standard deviation hits. But these option people, Paul, they're really risk averse. So when they start seeing that, they come in, and if we start getting below there, they'll come in and start selling just to protect their positions.
Okay. So I guess what I'm confused at is, because if I understood this correctly, on the standard deviation range for the week,
you are absolutely correct. Doing it that way, that is correct. Yes, you are correct. What I'm doing is I'm also adding a little bit of Fibonacci in there, because that's a 786 retracement. We start breaking that, there's not too much below there. That's what I'm looking at. And because it's a Friday in a down week, after having a 350-point rally in the Dow Jones early in the morning and a 60-point rally in the S&P, now we're closer to the lows than we are the highs. I mean, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, it's been quite wild action. If you have another moment, what do you think about the bonds? Do you think we've turned the corner here, or this is still going much lower? That's
a toss-up coin. My price objective on this long-term thing was at 128. They're trading at 127 right now. So I think that part of the big move, the easy part, is all done. Now we should get a rally. I know a lot of people are talking about the rally, and if I were looking at this, the most you would get would be a 382. This is a major bear market. Paul, we've got interest rates are going to be going higher for many years, not just 1 or 2 years. Because remember, they went down for 40 years, from 1982 till made the top 3 years ago. And so this is just the beginning. This is not a new phenomenon. So be really careful in here. What I fear the most is that you wake up some morning and there's no liquidity in the treasury bonds. And boy, if that happens, the proverbial, it will have hit the fan, and that's when you have a major problem. So that's what I'm watching.
Well, definitely live in interesting times. Thank you so much for all your help, Larry. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
How is Leonardo doing?
Oh, he's doing great. It's such a joy watching him grow up. It's something else.
Is he 5 months old now?
Yeah, he's getting close. He's 4.5.
Well, that's good. Well, take good care of him and keep sending the pictures. We love to see him. My daughters, I send them on to them, and they like to see the babies too. They don't particularly like children, but they like babies.
All right,
okay.
We'll do. Have a great weekend.
You bet, Paul. Thanks for calling in. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, when they name their kids after Fibonacci, his little baby is named Leonardo. And once you start naming them after that, they're hooked into Fibonacci ratios and stuff, which is, it's good. But these patterns don't work all the time. When they do work, I got to do the DAX. Doggone it, I forgot that. Because you want to see a perfect ABCD if you want to be worrying about the market could actually turn pretty quickly here. Let's just get this up here. And you have to be really careful because look at this perfect ABCD we have coming down here in the DAX, folks. I mean, it's only a shorter term chart, but my goodness, that's a pretty good move to the downside. That's a very good. What is that? Tom sent it to me, and darn, I didn't even look. It's a 60-minute chart, so that's only taken 6 or 7 weeks to complete. But it is it's a perfect ABCD down in here. But boy, remember when ABCDs fail, and when they fail, that's it. That's why I'm watching so closely here today, folks. Because if we don't hold this level of 3620 in the S&P, that is not going to be a very good sign. It really isn't. It's just something that you want to remind yourselves of that. It was like, if you remember when the dollar index was up there at 114.6, right at the 1.618 expansion, and I was saying, be careful, this is the moment of truth in here. Well, that's when the euro was bottoming. That's when the pound was bottoming. And by golly, look at that. The pound went from 103 to 112, folks. 9 handles. That used to be 3 months' work. And now it does it in just a couple of days. That's how much volatility we got going in some of these things. So it's not easy out there. So remind ourselves that, it's not how much money you make. It's how much money you don't lose. So this is going to be interesting. Remember, we have some cycle lows that are due sometime in October. This is the 30th of September, and we're going to find out today's low is just, first of all, it's the end of the month. That's one thing. Second thing is that we're in a down week, down month. Okay, so there's not going to be a lot of incentive for people to coming in and buying here today unless the market rallies 500 points or 600 points, which it might do. But if it doesn't, therein lies the problem, because then you're going to start seeing people trying to protect themselves coming in, to the weekend, and that's not going to be an easy gig. Remember the old story of the broker, he calls up his broker and he says, sell, sell, sell. Remember in Trading Places? And he turns around and he says, to who? To who? There are no buyers. Anyway, that's what you're looking at here on some of these things. Right now it's holding up relatively well, but, when the Dow goes up 350 points and gives it back in 1 hour, operator, information, please. Memphis, Tennessee. We've got someone we want to see. I'll tell you, folks, that is not bullish action. So make turns around, go the other way, because what goes up must come down. Not a problem, but that's what we're watching as we go through here. Folks, a lot of things I've done in my life here, but I'll tell you one of the best things I ever did was introduce you to Mr. Hogarth's sidekick, 0.382, because, boy, it doesn't work all the time, but my goodness, when it works, shut the front door and raise the rent. It really works. And I'm getting more and more information and feedback from people, like this thing with the currencies today. Another gentleman in Morocco, believe it or not, we've got a follower in Morocco. And he told me that there was one other thing that the 382 was good for, and he said that was for entries when there's a real strong bar into it, and he's going to share more of that with me. And of course, when I do get the information, I asked him if I could share it with you, and he said most definitely. And he said, you know why? And I said, yes, I do, my friend. His name was Ahmed. I said, Ahmed, nobody will pay attention to it. And I said, yep, I'm sure of that. But he's got some really neat ideas that I'm looking forward to seeing. Hey, we got to take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks. I posted the chart of Apple. It's the most widely held stock in the world. And as you can see here, folks, it's making a perfect ABCD down here at 139. The low so far has been 140 and change. We're down a little bit today. My assumption is it's probably going to complete that at the 78% level. That, folks, that you're watching here on Tiger TV is a perfect Gartley pattern. You have your X spot right back here. Then you have your A leg at the top. The market comes down to a 61% retracement, rallies up to a 38% retracement, and then makes the final A, B, C, D to the downside, and that measures at 139. Now, is 140 close enough? It certainly could be, but this market has not gone up yet, so that tells me 139 is probably in the cards. Now, two things that would make this pattern fail. One is that A, it doesn't get to this part and you missed it by $1, or B, it gaps down over the weekend into Monday and leaves a gap below there. Oh my goodness, that would be very, very bearish. But whether that happens or not, I don't really know, because that's the future. Folks, remember something my grandpa used to tell me, okay? Never look back. That's not the direction you're going, folks. You're going forward, so you want to look forward. So that's what you want to do. So don't look back. When you have a trade that misses, don't look back. Somebody makes you mad, don't look back. You know, it doesn't make any difference. Move on to the next one. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And I live by that, and it served me well. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, that's what Apple looks like. It's been going this way perfectly. If you counted the bars down, it should have bottomed a little earlier, but it stretched out a little bit. In other words, it's not equal CD leg to AB leg, but we're still very close to the ABCD. And remember, sometimes they extend. But the news is really they're hammering Apple. Now, people are actually that have never had a recommendation on them on the bad side have actually said no sell signal, but we'll stand aside or something like that, neutral, whatever it is. So that hasn't happened in a long time. Makes us wonder maybe there is a bottom due in some of this stuff, which it could be. Remember, our target on this, I think we should bring this up to see it. Hold on, just give me a second. It'll just take me a minute. I've got to remove this chart and go to the secondary one and get it here. Oh dear, get it right here. There's what we want to see here. This is where we are. Hold it, let me get down to show you where we are for the week. That's what, shut the front door, Razor it. Don't let an Italian try to do two things at once, especially if he's chewing gum. Okay, here is the S&P, okay? Now the weekly pattern on this was 37, as you can see, 37.42. Now we came down, folks, okay? Matched these lows. Then we rallied up to the 382, and guess where that was? You're right, 37.48. And 37.45, the high was 37.48. That was 2 days ago. Now we're back down to this level again one more time. That means there's probably another swing, which is this one right back here. You see, there's your high back here. Let's get it right there. Here's your A, B, C, D is way down here. And that comes in. That's the longer term pattern that we're watching. And that one comes in at, stay tuned, drum roll, please. It will just take a second. I think I just have to get this one right here. See if I can get it right. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Hold on. Okay. Uh-oh, I got to do something wrong again. Hold on just a second. Doggone it. All right. Can't get it, boys and girls. So that moves us to the next thing, and that's natural gas. So sorry, folks. I want to get this up here. I'll have that other chart for the S&P by the break because I have to dig it out. I have so many charts because I want to cover so much today because we don't have a guest that you'll be able to sit. Now, this is a completed Gartley. Now, we've been down here 3 times at this level of, right at between 5.9 and 6 even. So the last several days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we've been right at that level. Now we're rallying quite a bit off the bottom, but still is not a guaranteed bottom to the downside because you need to get it at least, 6 or 7 days up, not straight up, but, 6 or 7 days higher. Then this is a valid signal. Then you can look to buy the first ABCD correction. And that's basically what we're watching. So I hope that helps. But someone asked that question, and I wanted to make sure that we covered it good enough. And I'll do the next one here. The gold market. Okay, someone's asking a question. We bought the gold. If you remember, we waited for the 382 retracement to come into gold after the bottom was made. Here was another indication that it's not perfect here. We measured those ABCDs, and we measured it to come in at 1618, believe it or not, 1618. Uh-oh, what's that? Something's happening, folks. Something big is happening, and that is, it looks like the cat's coming out of the bag here in the stock market. So hang in there, boys and girls. We're going to be rocking and rolling if there's no trolling. Hold on one second here. I got to turn off all these monitors because we got to see what's going on here. Okay, All right, I think they're off. Okay, right now, there's where we go. And that's what we're looking. We're just at such critical levels here today, folks. If we close really badly, we're looking at such a bad deal. Now, on the gold, we bought it here. We bought it on the pullback at 1652. It got up to 1682. It made $30. And of course, the harmonic number on that was 32, so it went 32 higher. In other words, you pull back to 52, we went up to 84. That's $32. That's the harmonic number. That should have been your target. And then you buy it on the next 382 pullback. It's only backed off about $14, but gold still looks really good. But there's one that looks even better, folks, and that's the one that I'm really following, and that's silver. Because silver is, when it went below 19, it didn't stay there very long, and it is way above the lows. We're talking lows that were $17 an ounce just a month ago, and we rallied $3 an ounce, and we haven't given much of that back. So the precious metal to be watching is the silver, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So I hope that's correct. I know it's still very difficult. If you go to buy some silver rounds, the things that look like the silver dollars, I have to show you this silver dollar right here. I'll bring this silver dollar up to you right here so you can see it, folks. This is a piece silver dollar right here. You'll see it, I believe, without too much trouble. There's the eagle on the other side. This is an old one from 1922. Anyway, you'll see the other side, which is the eagle right in here. The difference is, folks, it's a phony. They make these in China, believe it or not, and they sell them in the United States to people that don't know the difference. And the way you find out the difference, I hope you can see this, but if you put the coin on your knuckle like this, you just set it like this, and then all you have to do is tap it with another coin or something silver, and it'll ring. It'll make a beautiful sound. And in the Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Casablanca, all those places, they still have the people in the marketplace there that's how they find out how much silver is in it. They just weigh it, tap it, and they can tell you exactly what the content is by the musical note that this thing has. But this one has no silver at all in it. This is nickel and something else. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't even bounce right.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, you'll have to bear with me for a second here. I posted the chart up here of the E-mini S&P, what I was watching. Someone asked me what I was watching, and so I'll show you what I was watching. Same thing I watch every day. There was our 382. Here was our early morning. You know, market opened here. We rattled it all the way up here, and then we came all the way back down, made the retracement right here, spot on, rallied up to where? How do you do, Mr. 382? Johnny in the back of the room. Hello, Johnny. Hit another one. And look, this measures, folks, A, B, C, D down here to 1.618 at 36.18. Now, 36.20 is the key level. That's back in here. So we start getting below this level. Be careful. Don't be long stocks over the weekend. Folks, there's something out there. I mean, any market that comes in as strong, look at what it did. It rallied 700 points, and you turn around and it's gone. People they're selling. But you know what? There's one thing that's not out there yet. False evidence appearing real. There's not any fear out there. There really isn't as of yet. I think it's a-coming, but it's not happening yet. So that's what we're paying attention to here this morning as we're watching some of these things here unfold. So you'll see those key levels. The first one, of course, is that old low. We're only 5 points away. That's 36.36. But 36.18 is that one ABCD 1.6 below 36.16, below that 36.16 level. Ooh, you don't want to stop it. Look, just a minute. Let me put this chart up here on a daily chart so you can see what you're looking at here. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Oh my goodness. Hold on just a minute. Just give me a second. There it is. Hold on. Here's what I want to show you. Give me a second right here and we'll be ready to take a look at this thing. There it is, right there. Well, I'll tell you, TFNN has made it so easy to do these things live in the teaching part. Well, I'll tell you, it just is a real joy working the other day on the 20th. But look at this. Look where we're headed, folks, right there. Look at all these numbers coming together. This is 61% from the COVID low back here. You see the break in the COVID low right there? All I did was I replicated that, and I moved it over to see if it would give us that low right there. So guess what you do next? You take that leg right there and you move it right over there, and there you are at 31.85. Are you ready for this? October the 7th at 9:45 a.m. in the morning. October 7th, let me double check the old clock on the wall. Yes, that's September. We want October. October 7th, okay? That's the day after my daughter's Laren's birthday, 55 year. Oh my God, I got a 55-year-old daughter. That's impossible. I don't even look at girls that are 55. October 7th, okay, at 9:35 a.m., the market will be bottoming that day. So write it down, put it in your notebook, And if you believe any of that, I still have 2 shares of the Brooklyn Bridge because I just made it all up because it sounded pretty cool to say on the air. None of that stuff counts, folks. Just look at the price here. I don't know what day it's going to be. Nobody knows that. In fact, the reason why I said that, people ask me that question, when is the exact bottom going to be? So I make something up and they think I know something. One time I hit it right back in 1987 with Bill Griffith. Thank God I was on the air when it happened. So ever since that time, I always miss it by 8 or 9 months, years, weeks, whatever it is. But still managed to hang in there. You know why? AB equals CD, as my good buddy Mark Douglas would say. His birthday was 2 days ago, and speaking to Paula, boy, I sure, it's been, believe it or not, it's been 5 years already. My goodness, that's a toughie. That's really a toughie. So I sure do miss the guy, but by golly, he was a stand-up guy. Okay, let's move on here to some of these other markets. We've got the euro is still coming down. The bonds are coming down again, folks. We're already 1.5 points down from the high there, and this is let's just show you where we are with the Treasury bonds. We did have a minor ABCD up there this morning. I was too busy to, and I was also asleep, or trying to sleep anyway. But we did have this little bit of a bounce here with the euro Treasury bonds, and we'll get this up here to show you. But here again, this is nothing more than 15-minute chart. This is a perfect one. You see, you got A, B. See, you can draw it in here with a little line. There we go. There's A, B, C, D coming in right there. The time from high to high. You make a slightly higher high that tells you that's not a breakout. And then look, you start down. There, look at this right here. If you like 382, and I do, there's a 382. It's just happened in Treasury bonds right here, right there. Go do the work yourself. Hey, let's do it together. Since we're here, we might as well just get up here and take a quick look at it. I think we can anyway. Is that correct? Yes, we can. Just give me a second here. It will be very, very quick. What I need to do is go down from a hourly chart, I believe, 15-minute. I'm going to go down to a 4-minute chart just so you can see it really clearly, and I'll put it in, and I'm guessing that's what it was, but was it a good guess? Uh-oh, I think it was a good guess, so I'm going to draw the line in here, and then you'll see. Folks, if you're having trouble with trading, do this. It's all you got to do. You don't have to think or nothing. I mean, just do it and hope that you lose 2 or 3 times in a row, because when you win, you're going to win a lot. So hold on just a second. I can't believe I spent all those years and missed this damn thing right in front of me all the time. There it is, right there. There's your 382. It's already got a $500 profit in it if you'd have done that one. So that's it. So anyway, that's what we're watching here. And how are we doing with the time? Oh, Mr. Norwinski in Naples, Florida, was last seen in his house, and he's okay. So he was boarded up. He's got hurricane windows and shutters and everything, so he's doing all right. But he's okay. All of our friends had got at TFNN and every place else had very, very minor damage compared to some of the people that lost a lot of stuff. And we're going to be doing some fun things to try to help those folks. What we do is we go to the nearby churches, because we feel that if we go there, the money goes directly to the people that are trying to get the money, as opposed to the Red Cross or something, some of these other United Way. The United Way director here in Tucson, Arizona, folks, is a very nice lady, high school educated, no college education. And one of her perks is she has a Rolls Royce from United Way, is to drive, to drive around to help United Way. I mean, I don't know where they get that idea, but they're a little bit overpaid, and I think the expenses. Guess what, boys and girls? Billy Ray just fell off of his soapbox, and he's no longer talking about any of that stuff. So he's back up on his soapbox, feeling good. So we'll get back to the markets in just a minute. So stay with us, folks. Got rocking and rolling, and time is near. I don't know if the time is ready for the break or not, because I didn't get an alert. So I assume that it's that time. So we'll be right back after words from our sponsor. I wonder how much I missed it by. Probably about 2 hours, I guess.
Vista Gold owns and operates the largest undeveloped gold project in Australia, the Mount Todd Gold Project. Vista Gold just completed their feasibility study, resulting in a 7 million ounce gold reserve. Vista Gold has all major permits approved and has retained CIBC capital market assistance in evaluating alternatives and in completing an accretive transaction. Vista Gold trades on the NYSE American and TSX under the ticker symbol VGZ. Vista Gold, executing a strategy to create shareholder value.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart of the Dow Jones E-mini. I like trading that, and I recommend people that trade look at that one because it's very, very normal. It doesn't have the hyperinflections that we get with the, I made that word up all by myself, folks, those wild swings that we have in the S&P. But you can see here today's little rally that we had here, that little 150-point rally in the Dow Jones, exactly 38%. Look, folks, this is what it gained early in the morning. This is what it lost in 1 hour. Then it rallies up. This looks to me, we're heading probably down here. We've got 2 hours to go. 2 hours to go, and anything can happen, and it usually does. So let's find out what'll happen, and we'll go from that level. Next week, our guest is going to be, we have hopefully 5 guests next week. Jim Bartolioni, not in order, Stan Harley, Tim Bost, Shane Smolian, and Peter Leides. On those different days, I'm lining up the days because they've been very bearish, these markets, and they have their ideas of where they might be going, and that's it. Also, if I miss one of those, we'll have Jeff Hughes back on as our guest, and he'll be able to help us here. So I think that's about anything I have. There's a couple of callers coming in, but unfortunately, they're a little too late on the old dial mechanism, so we won't be able to take their calls today, but maybe we'll sneak them in on Monday. as we look at some of these markets at that time. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And please try to do things for your neighbor folks. They need it a great deal. You'd be surprised. So that's it, 10-4, and we will see you on Monday, God willing, and she usually is. So that's it. Over and out.